Gadget World for the best technical advice.
Hello people, welcome to the all-new episode of Gadget World. This program is mainly meant to entertain you people with information on latest technologies and gadgets. Welcome to the show. Today we have a bunch of gadgets in our kitty, and the first in the series is Nokia Lumia 530. Nokia Lumia 530, its main attraction is its reasonable pricing, and it has all those specifications similar to that of the rest of the smartphones in the industry. The first gadget we have for you is Nokia Lumia 530. Nokia Lumia 530 is quite an impressive smartphone in the low-end market segment, and it's claimed to give quite a good hardware and software specifications and decent offerings. Now let's get to know more about the display features, the camera facilities, and the more hardware and software features that this particular smartphone has got to offer for us. So here's the Nokia Lumia 530 handset, and moving on to the display features, well, it comes in a pocket-friendly display size of 4-inch display, and that is quite handy to be carried around, and it has got a WVGA screen resolution of 480 by 854 pixels. So from this we can quite well understand that the display is very much basic and it doesn't show much of an advancement. Moving on to the camera features of Nokia Lumia 530. Well, it has got a primary camera, as we can see at the back. It's a 5 megapixel camera, and it is coupled with a dual LED flashlight, so it helps in taking good photography. Obviously it helps in taking good photography, but this Nokia Lumia 530 becomes a weak contender when it comes to the imaging department, obviously because of the lack of a front facing camera, like especially in a season or especially in a generation where taking of selfies is at the trend. The lack of a front-facing camera is another downside of this particular smartphone. The Nokia Lumia 530 also gives the provision of transferring downloaded data into the micro SD card slot. So that is yet another added advantage of this particular smartphone. Moving on to the processor details of this Nokia Lumia 530, well, it runs on a processor that is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 200 chipset processor that houses a 1.2 GHz of quad-core, and that's paired with a 512 MB of RAM. So this processor is claimed to render quite a decent graphic performance, as well as the processing power is quite good. Moving on to the battery backup facilities that this Nokia Lumia 530 has got to provide. Well, it provides a battery capacity of 1430 mAh. That means it provides around 10 hours of talk time, 528 hours of standby time, and 51 hours of music playing. So that is quite on par, or maybe quite better than the rest of the smartphones that's available in the industry. Now let's move on to the pros and cons of this Nokia Lumia 530 handset. Well, summing up the pros, not to mention is obviously about the expandable storage facility that is providing with its OneDrive cloud storage facility provided by the Microsoft. Yes, obviously because it's a Windows Phone 8.1, runs on a Windows Phone 8.1 operating system, this expandable storage of 15 GB by using a OneDrive cloud storage facility is an added advantage, and also it can be expanded up to 128 GB by using a micro SD card slot. So that is with the good sides of this Nokia Lumia 530. And moving on to the cons, that's the downside of this particular smartphone is obviously with the internal storage facility that is got to offer. Yes, it is available only with an internal storage facility of 4 GB, and that is a downside of this particular smartphone. So moving on to the final verdict of Nokia Lumia 530. For all the users out there who is looking out for a decent smartphone from Nokia with quite good specifications and decent offerings and decent hardware specifications, and that too within a reasonable price range, here's Nokia Lumia 530, and that is available at an affordable price range of 7,349.